Hello everyone. Research grant proposal writing. You have invited me to talk on this topic, research grant proposal writing. How to write research grant proposal very effectively, potential grant proposal, so that the possibility of approval, possibility of acceptance is strong. So let's understand how to do that. So before we start, let's understand what is research paper, because research paper is also an important component when you are planning to write a research grant proposal. So you need to understand what are the main components in research paper. These are general, elements of research paper: abstract after title, introduction, methods, results, discussion, and references. But what is important I want to highlight is many of us we do not realize the introduction and discussion and conclusion are to some extent broader, general. But what is important that you have to keep in your mind, either in research paper or in research grant, that is method and your result, especially the method, has to be very specific. On the basis of introduction and background, what is the specific problem you have decided to address, decided to solve? Whether your problem identification is unique or not, is specific or not, is highlighting about a specific problem or not. That is very important to formulate the problem, to formulate the objectives, and then you have to be very specific in articulating your proposed method, proposed approach. So this is we always take care of while writing the research paper, and this is also useful when we write a research grant. Therefore, I wanted to include this. So in any typical research paper, these are the elements. Like every research paper has title, authors, abstract, keywords. Then major components are introduction, methods, results, discussion and conclusion, and references. Talking about the first part, it's descriptive information that lets the readers search for an article. With the basis of title, with the basis of keyword, one can immediately search the title, even on the basis of abstract. But abstract includes actually what you have done, how you have done, why you have done, what you have obtained, and what you could actually achieve, and what you could not achieve. Sometime is written in the conclusion. Introduction: what is the context of the project? How does it fit in the other research on the topic, same topic? What is the research question? It has to be ended, introduction has to be concluded by what is the research question that is finalized by you based on introduction and background study. We have not included here literature review separately. In many research papers, you may find literature review, related research like section, but this has been included here. Then comes methods. What did the authors, what did the previous researchers do the answer to do the answer of question? But if you are talking about your own paper, your own research paper, you have to actually articulate what is your answer, what is your approach that you are proposing to address the research question that has been summed up in the previous section. Then, whatever method you have proposed, you have to implement it. You have to answer the question how you have answered. How could you justify that you have been successful in answering the research question? So, in the form of tables, equations, diagrams, plots, you have to explain this and prove. So, why, how, and what are covered by introduction, method, and result. And then comes discussion, where what is the significance of the project, how does it fit with what else is known about the topic, what other researchers have already done, what does existing research paper contribute, what they have done on the similar topic using either same type of methods or similar methods or different methods. Then you have to validate, you have to discuss about your work, and then finally you have to conclude. References or bibliography will include whatever you are citing in your paper. So if you are planning to write a research grant, it has to begin with origin. How the problem was originated, how the problem statement you are making, how the research question which is coming in your mind, from where it got originated, how did it origin from your mind. You have to explain, and that has to be very specific, very concise, very brief. That is very important. Maybe 7 to 8 statements is adequate. Then comes introduction and related research. This you have to do exactly what we generally do in the research paper. Then we have to identify the problem and we have to articulate the research objectives. Research objectives have to be very specific, not so many. You can write 2 to 3 major research objectives in 2 to 3 bullet points which you want to achieve, and then you have to write budget, because when you are planning to submit research grant proposal, you are asking, you are requesting for money, some budget. So that budget has to be very properly presented and justified. If you're asking for manpower, if you're asking for human resources, if you're asking for some equipments, why they are required, when they will be required, how much budget is required, all that justification has to be made there. And then comes implementation plan. How will you implement, what will be the timing, and to implement the proposed method. And then comes, actually you have to, after problem statement, you have to discuss the method, then implementation plan, and then comes budget. So this will be the cycle. Then comes ethical issues, data privacy issues. If you are involving some data, some human subjects, some animal subjects, does it involve some ethical considerations? So you have to get ethical clearance approval. All those things you have to write, and then you need to include investigators' credentials, CV, profile. Why do you believe yourself? Why do you think yourself suitable for this research grant to be given to you, sanctioned for you? And then you have to write expected outcome. What is your anticipated outcome that you are thinking that this will be tangible outcome of your research proposal? When you complete this, you will be delivering this. And then comes references. There are many more components, but these are the major components in any research grant. What is very important is origin. What is other important thing is a problem statement and objectives. And for that, this related research, either at national level or international level, both are very, very important. And then expected outcome, budget are also important factors. So as I have mentioned, the origin has to be very clearly articulated. It has to deal with fairness and inclusion. This may be of any area: prosperity, finance, health, society, good governance, environment, sustainability, resilience. All these are to be components of a research. But the origin, the problem statement has to be very clear. I have already explained about the objectives. It has to be time bound, it has to be relevant, realistic, measurable, clarity and specific. The objectives are to be very specific statement. Measurable, whatever you are articulating, it must be measurable, it must be achievable, it must be time bound. It could be achieved, it must be achieved in a time frame that you are proposing. If you are proposing for 36 months, it has to be, all these objectives have to be achieved in those 36 months. Clarity has to be there. No ambiguous statement, no generic statement, no general purpose statements are allowed. Enhance collaboration and visibility. If you really want to get good research grant, you need to enhance your collaboration, you need to enhance your visibility. Whatever you do, whether it is a research paper or article writing, make it visible on some social media platform like LinkedIn, Twitter, and tag some relevant people with some suitable hashtag, so that one day your work will be visible, and that would help you to enhance your visibility. That would help you to connect with the similar people, and then you can think of getting a research grant successfully. So what is important here, that I conclude by this brief talk, by equals MC square. V is excellence, M is motivation, and C is commitment. See, if motivation is tremendous, it's constant, what is important is the commitment. If you are committed, my formula for getting research grant is keep writing, keep submitting, keep applying, keep improving with wholehearted commitment. Because if your commitment is half-hearted, your excellence will be 1/4. If you are doubly committed, excellence will be 4 times. Because every one of us will keep on writing, will keep on submitting with positivity and enthusiasm. I can tell you, your proposals would be approved, would be sanctioned. Because do not work for success, work for excellence, work for competence development. So one day you will find that you know how to write a potential research grant, you know how to properly present the budget, you know how to formulate objectives properly, you know how to practically explain the importance of the topic. So these things, if you do very clearly, you're very clear thoughts, and you're also able to market your thoughts, to sell your idea, then people will buy your idea and will grant money to do the research for you. Hope this will help you, to all the young researchers or the researchers who are planning to submit research grant. Thank you so much. Good luck.